Welcome to St Mary's. It's quite clear that this was the right place for the right moment and for the right reasons. And the fact that you are so diverse in your representations, personally and professionally, you all have one common commitment and similarity of existence, young people. When we discussed what this day should look like, it was on the basis of the who, the what, the how, the why, and the when that we saw both as the challenge and the opportunity. But as you're all gathered here today, I'm absolutely convinced that this was the right step of an incredible journey to date, and the fact that I have a global presence that reflected a local Moss-side experience. And for those who remember Benji Stanley, this has to be the reason that this has all started, and that tragedy becoming the opportunity that it's become. Erin Herbert is the head of programming at the Muhammad Ali Center in Louisville, Kentucky. She was flown over specifically for this particular workshop, and I'm going to let her give you a little bit of her background.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. As Jeff said, I'm Erin Herbert, and I have the sincere privilege of operating as the Director of Education and Programming for the Muhammad Ali Center in Muhammad's hometown, of course, of Louisville, Kentucky. Muhammad was always a global citizen. He was never restricted by barrier or boundary or country or language or religion. He was a child of the world, and he spread his message of love and peace and unity throughout the world, and human rights and respect and civil rights and equality. And that's the journey that we continue on. That's our partnership with Jeff here today, to continue to share Muhammad's core principles, what guided him throughout his life, and to help inspire others. And then, of course, just to learn from all of you so that I can take some lessons back to my community and help to continue the process. And I hope this is just the first of many times that we get to work together going forward.
The Float Like a Butterfly program, it's important to understand how we've got to this point in time, but halfway to the Youth Charter's journey, which is firstly about engaging young people with sport, culture, arts and digital, equipping them with life skills and work readiness and life potential, and then empowering them with further higher education, employability or enterprise. But that doesn't happen unless it's a true collaboration, and it is still one of the challenges that I see as we get to grips with the challenges and opportunities in Moss-side and in communities throughout this country, and arguably throughout the world. The last 10 years, with the Muhammad Ali Center and Institute, there has been an incredible journey. And that journey has seen us look at how one of the greatest sporting icons, but cultural and global humanitarians, would turn his philanthropic spirit into values that would transcend the global community. I believe you are all social coaches that simply need to be given a greater profile, an accredited currency, and the ability to fill the gap that is currently in place. The social coach can engage, you can empower young people in any environment, but it has been developed over 20 years, working in communities, locally, nationally, and internationally. Urban, suburban, and rural. Classroom, playground, and beyond the school gate. But what is now the Sport for Development for Peace movement? It is a movement that's global, that reflects all the work that you do, and is recognized by the United Nations, and actually now informs something called the Goals for Sustainable Development. These are global goals that are being used to measure the impact of your work.
Those are Muhammad's 6 core principles. They're the backbone, the guide, the values that can guide you through your work, what I hope you'll take back to your young people.
I think for me it's what those principles might represent to you and what you do in your everyday working lives. Action learning. It's a scenario, again inspired by our work throughout communities, throughout the world, where we know you've got to move on your feet, think on your feet, come up with answers, because they will challenge you. And you might have to come up with something that already comes from your life experience, your wisdom. No action learning scenario has the right or wrong solution, because it's about gaining the opportunity of directing that energy and that route to travel. You're going to have to present the outcome of your action learning scenario, so you're really going to have to get involved. It's going to set the scene for you, and then see how you would want to cope with it as a collective.
Family supports for around the family, and yeah, keeping it together. Also, we've got exploitation, vulnerable, internet, opportunities, curiosity, communication, relationship, building that relationship and communication around the family, family support.
We've got support in the middle, which is kind of the overarching theme, you know, because support is key, you know, to success. You need to have good support no matter what. And we've just kind of listed some of the people that need the support, specifically the mum and dad. You know, obviously we've got the issues going on in their lives, so how can we help with that?
We started with like what services we thought they should be engaging with. So like we really felt that they need family assessment, and you mentioned that there's this family therapy that they can go through, but we really get to discuss like what they've got going on, and then parents can contribute and they can work out what services they need to be engaging with. Obviously we thought that they could do vision because that's what we do.
Anyone here got names and numbers of those that know that lives have been lost? Their lives were priceless. Priceless. Benji Stanley was a 14-year-old schoolboy who was gunned down on the streets of Moss Side. His mother still wants to know what happened to him. But by Benji's tragedy, there is a global opportunity. Too many lives lost, too many lives disaffected, too many lives without hope. You all do this as a priceless me, but it has to be we. And everybody can say it's someone else's problem. But I'm here to say to you that all of those lives lost challenges us to ensure that what they should have been or could have been are reflected in these extraordinary young lives. I've met all these, I've done their assemblies. I've taken them to the House of Commons. They're presented at a legacy debate after the 2016 Games in Rio, and they knew their UN rights. They applied them. They challenged students who couldn't keep up with them. But I'm saying when they go to secondary school, will that spirit and talent and potential see them able to take on the challenges of life? That's what haunts me, that's what inspires me. And it should inspire you, because you have to be part of the we. I'll guarantee you a me, but this could never be about a me. I was supposed to be in Los Angeles, living large on my efforts in Moss Side. Well, hey-ho. How could you put a price on a life? How many of you see the Moss Side Millennium Powerhouse having any more value in this community? By the way, this is truth time. Now I need your truth because I'm going to the town hall for a very important meeting. Does it continue? Or do we use what we've got in that campus of hub facilities that become more as a result of what for me is just simply a haunted place of past potential, not realising its full potential? The fact that no lives were lost. By the way, the Alice Scholars went there in 2006. They were inspired. They said we need one of those in Louisville. By the way, inspired facilities throughout the world. But look at it. You guys deliver in it. How much of energy is operating? A third?
All of you are going to leave today with Muhammad's autobiography, Soul of a Butterfly, which is also just one of my core teachings, one of my, just what guides me in my work. It's really quite beautiful. It was written for young people, really, so you can share it. His daughter, Hannah, she is reflected in here as well. It'll take you through his core principles, gives you great stories about his life, so enjoy it, take it with you. I hope you'll utilize it. It's been really my great privilege to be with you all today. I am very accessible, so do not hesitate to email me, to call, to reach out through Jeff or directly to the Ollie Center. I'd love to continue to be in conversation with you. And I imagine this will not be the only time I'll be over here, so I hope to see you all again.
So the platform will be there. There's a lot been shared. There's a lot you're going to reflect on, and there's a lot you're going to share with others. But you are now the social coach generation that will engage and quickly empower future generations, but on the basis and shoulders upon whose greatest legacy you now take forward as a result. Thank you to St Mary's. So please convey another special place, where another special moment, of special things happen. I sincerely want to thank you. It couldn't have been a better diverse reflection of a community people still want to give up on, or a city that they say is enjoying so much growth. But you know, Manchester, Moss Side, is a city of activism. I learned last week in a citizenship ceremony that I presided over that Emily Pankhurst was born in Moss Side. And then I knew there was something special about this Moss Side. Great things happen in Moss Side. So let's make it happen. Let's make it count.